Aloha everyone, so glad you made it onto your mat today for this practice. Just make sure that if you love this channel, please don't forget to subscribe and to let anybody know about it if you think they might enjoy this class and other future classes on this channel. So just make sure you have everything with you, your blocks and your blanket, and I'll see you on your mat. Aloha. Aloha everyone. Thank you so much for making it onto your mat today and taking some time for yourself. So here in this practice, we're just going to settle down in our mats, just recognizing the energy that we're bringing into our space and closing our eyes. You can sit in an easy seated pose. You can sit on your heels, wherever feels comfortable here. And we're just going to take a deep inhale and let it out. One more like that. Deep inhale into the belly. All the way up the chest. And exhale. Gently opening your eyes. We'll inhale the arms overhead, reach up, palms together. You can maybe look up at your palms. Exhale, hands to heart. Again, inhale, arms overhead, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Interlace the fingers, point the index back for a little back bend here. Deep inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. One more inhale, sweep the arms overhead. And then exhale, sweep them down behind you. Interlace the fingers and press the top of the hands down into your mat. Lift the sternum up towards the sky. Draw the belly in. Feel that nice stretch in the shoulders. Press the shoulders down towards the earth. And maybe here, breathe the arms slightly away from the lower back. And then maybe here you want to start folding, sending your heart forward down into the mat. And laying your forehead on the mat. And either keeping your arms there or lifting them higher up towards the sky. Deep breath. Exhale. Slowly bringing the arms back down close to the lower back. Inhale, slightly coming slowly back up. Arms overhead. Exhale, the right arm on top of the left for eagle arms here. Deep breath, sending the arms up towards the sky in eagle arms. Bring the head with the arms. Exhale, send the elbows in towards the abdomen. Chin to chest. Inhale, open up. Exhale, crunch in. One more. And then come back to center. Unbind the arms, sweep them overhead as you inhale. And then exhale, left arm on top of the right for eagle arms. Inhale them up towards the sky in your eagle arms. And then exhale, round your back, sending your elbows into your abdomen, chin to chest. Inhale up. Exhale in. Inhale up. Come back to center as you exhale. Unbind those arms. Open them into cactus arms. Deep breath. And then exhale the forearms together as you round your back. Inhale, open into cactus arms. Exhale, reach them forward parallel to the mat as you round, palms touching. Inhale, cactus arms. Exhale, reach them forward as you round your back, tucking your chin in. And then come back to center, arms by your side. Just roll your shoulders back and down here. Breathing deep. And then switch directions with your circles. Good. Bring your hands down on your mat and let's come into a tabletop. So have your knees underneath your hips and your wrists underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes, send your hips back into your heels. And then inhale into a neutral spine and tabletop, and then just send your chest past your wrists. Inhale back to center. Exhale, hips down into the heels with tucked toes. Breathe in the toes here. Inhale back to center. Exhale, send the heart forward, lengthening the midline of the body. Come back to center here. And then lift the feet off of the mat. Rotate the ankles. You can double pad your mat or have a blanket underneath the knees if that feels better for your knees. And then switch directions here with your circles. And then keeping the toes tucked in, bring your fingers towards your knees. So send your fingers backwards and then just send your hips back on your heels and then back into tabletop. Just warming up the wrists here. And then bring your fingers pointing outwards towards the edges of your mat and just sway side to side, noticing how that feels in your wrists. Good. Come back to center, fingers pointing forward, sending your hips back into the heels. Gradually lift the knees off of the mat. Just hover the knees off of the mat, pressing into your mat with all your fingers wide open, knuckles of the index and thumb rooted down in your mat. Look at your feet here. And then from here, slowly lift your hips up towards the sky and then exhale the heels down towards the mat for your downward facing dog. Just start pedaling the feet here. Taking nice breaths. Feeling the nice stretch in the back of the calves, the legs. Drawing the belly button in, lift the tailbone up and away. Come to stillness in your downward facing dog. Notice the nice line of energy from the tailbone all the way to the fingers here. Inhale, heels up. Lift the tailbone up and away from you, drawing the chest closer towards your thighs. Come really high on the ball of the feet, activating the legs, lifting the kneecaps, drawing the elbows closer in towards each other to frame the upper back. And then exhale, slowly lower the heels down, closer to the mat. Press the back of the thighs towards the back of the room. Inhale the right leg above you, toes pointing down to level out your hips. Three-legged dog. Deep breath here. And then exhale, knee to nose, sending your weight forward. Step it gently between the hands. And then walk your hands forward in front of your mat and then lift the back leg off of the mat. Toes pointing down for warrior three here. Deep breath. Maybe here you'd like to bend that knee and grab that foot with your left hand. And then bring that left hand back on the mat. Release your leg back into 3, warrior 3. Then bend that front knee, step it back into your high lunge. Palms onto the mat, and then send that right leg back into 3-legged dog. Reach it high. And then bring it back down to meet the left. Take a deep breath here. And let it out. Inhale, the left leg up behind you, toes pointing down. Press out of that back heel. Inhale, draw the chest closer in towards the back thigh. And then exhale, send your knee into your nose. Send your weight forward, gently step it between the hands. And then walk your hands forward slightly in front of your mat and shift your weight forward, lifting the back leg off of the mat into warrior 3, toes pointing down towards your mat. Deep breath here. Rooting out of that bottom leg, both feet are flexed. Both legs are activated. Maybe bend that top knee and you can grab it with your right hand, slightly opening the right quad. And then release that leg parallel back to the mat, right hand down. Slowly bend that front knee, step that right foot down again. Palms down on the mat, swipe that left leg back into 3-legged dog. Reach it high, exhale it down to meet the right into downward facing dog. Inhale, roll yourself into a high plank. And then exhale, roll yourself back into downward facing dog. Do that again. One more. And as we come into high plank, we're going to hold it here. Take a deep breath. Exhale it out. Inhale the right hand onto your left shoulder. Deep breath. And then place it back down on your mat. Inhale the left hand onto your right shoulder. Just gently pressed on your right shoulder. And then bring it back down. Inhale the right arm forward. Look down at your mat. Strong legs. Deep breath. Exhale it down. Inhale the left arm forward. Try not to shift your weight too much into the right side. And then bring it back down. Inhale the left foot into a hover in your plank. Strong legs. And then exhale, tap the left knee into the left elbow. Sweep it back into a hover and then lower it down. Do that on the other side. Inhale the right foot into a hover, maybe just a few inches off of the mat. Deep breath. Exhale, slowly draw that knee into the right elbow. Sweep it back into a hover. Exhale, lower it down. Send your hips back into your heels. Open your knees wide. Heels closer in towards each other. Deep breath. Good. And then slowly come into a tabletop, knees hovered. Hover the knees into your tabletop here. And then slowly step your right foot in. And then exhale it back. Step your left foot in. And step it back. And then we'll do that again on the other side. Strong abdomens, keep the belly drawn into the spine. And then send your hips back for downward facing dog. Take a deep breath. Open your mouth side out. Inhale the right leg high above you, reach it high. And then exhale, send your weight forward into high plank and tap your right toes on the outside of your right hand. Inhale, sweep it back. Do that again. One more time. Sweep it back. And then bring it back down. And then roll yourself into high plank, lower the knees, lower all the way down to the mat. Untuck the toes. Hands underneath shoulders. Inhale, cobra. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, lower. Inhale, tuck the toes, press yourself into a tabletop, send your hips back for an active child's pose. Roll your wrists here. Bring your elbows onto the mat and lift your forearms off of the mat. And just do little circles with the wrists. And bring the arms back down. And send your hips up into downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg above you, reach it high. Exhale, send your weight forward into high plank and then tap your left toes on the outside of your left hand. Inhale, sweep it back. Exhale, tap. Inhale, back. Exhale, tap. Inhale back, reach it high. Exhale, bring the leg back down to meet the right into downward facing dog. Roll yourself into a high plank, lower down halfway, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the heels up. Bend the knees, look forward, hop to the front of the mat. And then inhale, send your arms along your ears and sit into your chair here. So send your hips down towards your heels, tailbone down, draw the belly button in. And then look down, make sure you can see your big toes. And maybe you can send your arms slightly past your ears. Shine your heart forward, drawing the sternum up. Sit down deeper. Start lifting the heels up, and then exhale, lower them down, and rock back, lifting the toes. Rock forward, lift the heels up. Exhale, rock back, lift the toes. Just keep swaying like this, forward and back, with your breath. And then as we find ourselves back on our heels, we'll lower down very slowly all the way down. Maybe try not dropping yourself onto the mat. And then we'll come right away into Navasana, boat pose. Legs pointing up towards the sky, very powerful here. And then we'll lower down to a hover. Shoulders off of the mat. Maybe look up. Open your legs and your arms wide as you inhale. Exhale them back to center. Inhale them open. Exhale them closed. Inhale them open. Exhale them closed. Come back to boat pose. And bring the knees into the chest. And then start gently rolling yourself onto the spine. back and forth, and then you'll find yourself back into a chair. And then slowly sit your hips back down into your chair, arms by your side. Deep breath here. And then bring your arms parallel to the mat. Palms facing down, drawing the shoulders back. And then lift the heels off of the mat, come onto the ball of the feet. Lift the heels as much as you can. And then slowly press yourself up, straightening the legs on the ball of the feet. Keeping your arms parallel to the mat. Deep breath. You can do it. And then slowly start bending the knees, keeping the shoulders stacked above the hips. And then send your hips down. Deep breath here. And then lower the heels and fold forward. Inhale, half lift, send the tailbone back. Exhale, fold, bend the left knee forward. Keep the right leg stretched. And then plant that left hand in front of the left foot. And then send the right arm overhead for a nice twist. Keeping that right hip pointing back towards the mat. Look sideways. Send the crown of the head forward towards the front of the mat. Open up that right shoulder. And then bring it back down on the mat. And then switch sides. Bend the right knee. Send that right hand in front of the right foot. Straighten the left leg. Inhale, reach that left arm overhead for a nice twist. Keep that left hip back, pointing back towards the back of the mat. Try not to sway towards the side in this. Feel that nice stretch in the outer left hip and thigh. Deep breath. Smile. And then lower that left hand back down on the mat. And then we'll slowly make our way back down, bringing heel-toeing our feet outwards slightly into a 45-degree angle. And just sit down into your malasana, your yogi squat. Bring your hands to your heart. Send your tailbone down. Press the thighs into the arms and the arms into the thighs. And send your heart towards your hands. Lift up out of the sternum. Activating the glutes and the thighs here. Deep breath. Keep it low. Malasana is not that easy, so you just have to listen to your body. And then when you're ready, just sit down onto your sit bones. And we'll find ourselves into a butterfly here. So bring the soles of your feet together. And allowing ourselves to just create a nice sense of opening in the inner thighs, allowing the knees to splay opened, grabbing onto your shins or the outer edges of your feet. Inhale, lengthen the sternum up. Exhale, fold here. Take a deep breath here. Exhale. Come back up slowly, extending the right leg out, bringing the left foot inside of the right thigh. Inhale, reach the arms overhead, turning your torso towards the extended leg. Exhale, fold onto that leg here. Inhale, reach the sternum forward, lengthening the spine. Exhale, fold. One more. And walk yourself back up. We'll switch sides. Inhale, arms overhead. Look towards the extended leg. Exhale, start hinging at the hips. Leading with the heart, folding forward. Inhale, lengthen out of the spine, sending the heart forward. Then exhale, fold. One more. Exhale, fold. And then slowly walk yourself back up. And then bring the soles of the feet again together. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, the right hand down on the mat, directly sideways from your right hip. And then send your left arm overhead, palm facing down. Inhale, back up, reach up. Come on to the other side, coming into a nice side bend. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, twist to the right, sending your right arm, your right hand at the base of your lower back. Inhale, back up, arms overhead. Exhale, twist to the left. Press out of the mat with your left hand, lengthening the spine, tilting the pelvis forward. Maybe twisting a little bit deeper here. Then inhale, back to center. Exhale, hands to heart. We'll come into a normal seat. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today in this quick power yoga class. Hopefully it made you feel a little bit better in between whatever it is that you're doing today in your day. Sending you so much love and joy. Mahalo nui loa. Namaste.